What's up everybody? In this video I'm going to be comparing the Ford Transit and Dodge ProMaster for van life. On the right we have the Ford Transit medium roof 1500 and on the left is the Dodge ProMaster 2500 high top. First I'm going to be showing you the Ford Transit. There's a latch on the back doors that allows you to swing the doors all the way flat against the sides. That's pretty standard on most vans. It's pretty spacious in here, but not much headroom. There's no way you're going to be able to stand up in there. I like the side panels, good space for insulation, no like crazy bulges or anything that you're going to have to work around. The side cargo doors are double doors, unlike my Dodge ProMaster, which is a sliding door, but there's definitely that option when you get the Ford Transit for sliding door or double doors. One thing I don't like is that the side doors don't have any sort of like cord or bungee that's going to keep them open, so the wind could swing them shut. The seats felt pretty stiff compared to the ProMaster. They didn't seem to move as easily, and these ones were leather. Definitely don't recommend that. They get way too hot. The dash is very plain. Didn't really like the positioning of the USB and 12 volt outlets. There's only 5 cup holders in this, a couple spots for storage. The backup camera I don't really like the positioning of. It's in the mirror and it's very small. I'd rather have it in the center of the dash. Now this is my Dodge ProMaster. Lots of storage up top in these compartments. I believe the high top Ford Transit would also have this, but my uncle's medium roof doesn't. There's a lot more cup holders in the Dodge. There's 8 compared to the Transit's 5. And there's also more 12 volt car lighters, more USBs. There's an auxiliary, which I believe the Transit also has. The storage seems to be about the same amount in the side compartments. The seats are much more comfortable to me. They seem a little bit more sportier, and I like the upholstery better than leather. For some reason there's only one armrest for the driver's side. I wish they would put one on the passenger as well. So the Dodge ProMaster and Ford Transit are both going to be great options for van life or just as work vehicles. Overall, I like the Dodge ProMaster better. I think that it looks better on the outside and on the inside. I think like the dash is just sleeker and better overall. There's more going on with it. The Ford looks a little cheaper, and it's more of just a standard basic work vehicle. This looks a little fancier. There's more cup holders. There's more places to plug things in. I like the foot pedal, the gas and the brake pedals better on the Dodge. They feel better, but the Ford Transit actually has a better brake, it seems. It brakes way harder, way faster, but it's also very touchy. You can just barely touch it and the car just jerks like too much. But then again, the Dodge, it has a much softer, nicer brake, but at the same time, if you're coming, if you have to brake fast, you're going to want that forward brake. The Dodge, I've come really close to hitting things because the brakes just don't seem that great. And that's, that was even when it was brand new and there's nothing in here. I've driven Ford 2500 high top. I've driven this brand new, and that's how they felt brand new, even with nothing in the back. Another thing I really like about the Dodge more than the Ford is the backup screen. I'm going to show you that. So this backup camera screen, it's extremely clear, and the camera angle is really wide. You can see everything. You have to be a little bit careful of how wide it is. Everything looks closer than it appears, so it's kind of easy to bump into something. You think it's farther than it is. And the Ford backup screen, I'm assuming they offer something this big and right in the middle of the dash. I hope they would, but the one that my uncle has is just right here up in the mirror, and it's not easy to use. I couldn't even use it the first time. If I used it a bunch of times, I would get used to it, but it's not a good backup camera at all. And another thing was my uncle's Ford Transit doesn't have a 12 volt car lighter in the back of the van, so my Dodge ProMaster, it does have a 12-volt outlet in the back, so I could plug my Kodiak generator in while I'm driving. It would charge my generator up, and then I could charge, anything, batteries, laptop, whatever. So that's a feature that I hope is in like the Ford 2500, or it's an option in different Fords. So I test drove a Ford 2500 high top. It's about the same size van as my Dodge ProMaster, and I didn't really like the handling as much as the Dodge. The brakes did seem better, but they're almost too touchy, but I'd rather have that than the Dodge's brakes that seem to, if you had to stop from 60 miles an hour to 0 as fast as you can to not crash into someone, I'd rather be in the Ford. Acceleration, the Ford seemed a little bit better. If you guys are wondering about the Christmas tree and outdoor setup, I'm in Florida at my uncle's house, and this is like a outdoor garage, so they just have all this stuff set up in their garage, almost like another room. So now with the Transit and the ProMaster, you're gonna have to decide, do you want the 1500, 2500, or 3500? I have the 2500 159-inch wheelbase. I wouldn't go with a 3500 extended wheelbase. That's going to add about, I think it's like 14 inches or so onto the back, and that's because when you're parking in a spot and it's not a pull through and there isn't like extra space to take up, like for example right here with like a parking block, and you have to put the wheels right up against the parking block to fit as much as you can, the back of your van is going to stick out way too much, so you're not going to fit in parking spots. You're going to need the 159 wheelbase, 2500, or the 136 wheelbase. So the reason why I would go with the 159 wheelbase over the 136 is the 159 is going to give you extra room, so you're going to have like 1.5 feet or so extra space to, living space, walking space, that could be extra sleeping space. The 136 is going to be, nicer for parking, but the 159 parks perfectly fine. I have no issues with that. If I can't even imagine having the extended, I wouldn't want it. You're just not going to be able to park everywhere. People that have the extended, they say they can, but that clip I just showed you, I'm already sticking out of a space with the 159. So an extended it's not gonna fit everywhere. As far as like low roof or high roof, I would always go with the high roof. I love the fact you can stand up in it. The low roof, if you're just by yourself with not a second person, and you just have like a bed and a fridge in there, and you're just crawling in to like sleep, and you're not really living in there or like cooking in there or anything, then that's not too bad. I could see it working. You can also park in parking garages with the low roof. With the high roof, most parking garages you're not going to be able to. So, I know a lot of people out there have low roof vans, and they like to sleep in those and live in them. I just think, between the Dodge like low roof or the high roof for like this type of a van, I would just get the high roof. And as far as going with diesel or gas engine, I went with a gas one, and that's because it's going to be cheaper to buy the vehicle. It's going to be cheaper to maintain it. Oil changes are cheaper, gas is cheaper. I know the diesel engine's supposed to last longer, but I've heard really good things about these gas engines on the Dodge ProMaster and Ford Transit lasting a long time. I've also owned Dodges before, and my friend had a Dodge truck that went to like 300,000 miles. Another friend had a Dodge Durango that went to 300,000 miles. A lot of people out there say Dodges are bad, they have a bad reputation, but all I've heard is good things. I've experienced good things. So as long as my gas engine lasts a long time, then I'm going to be happier with a gas engine than diesel. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this helps you in your decision of picking out a van to live in or travel in. And if you have any more questions about the ProMaster Transit, just comment below, and I'll see you guys next time.